Welcome everyone to the Thursday, June 11th, 2026 Board of Education meeting. In accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, I wish to announce that the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. Notices announcing the date, time, and place for this meeting were sent to all concerned individuals, associations, and posted on the district website in accordance with Public Law 2025, Chapter 72. For the roll, President Kelly?
Here.
Vice President Maecha?
Here.
Ms. Cohn?
Here.
Ms. Janis?
Here.
Mr. Gunderson?
Here.
Ms. Hoff? Ms. Justice? We have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Sarno. We will start off with presentation and discussions.
Good evening. It's such a joy to see so many familiar faces, and again, as we conclude the end of the school year, it's always a time to celebrate and recognize, and we've gone through so many ceremonies and celebrations so far, but tonight's an extra special night, and it's our honor to take the time to recognize the retirees, whether they're here just a few years or many, many decades in some cases. They made a difference in the lives of our Summit children. I'm going to call each retiree up by name, and the principal is going to say, say a few words about them. First, Ms. Grimaldi and Ms. Donut.
It's okay. Good evening. Wendy Donut has taught social studies and history at Summit High School for 35 years, but she has been a Hilltopper for much longer than that. Wendy graduated from Summit High School in 1985, making her a Hilltopper for many, many years. A former history colleague stated that Wendy had been a steady presence in the history hallway from their first day to their last. She is kind, collaborative, smart, enthusiastic, and always available to answer questions or calm nerves. Her content knowledge, her intellect, her constant pushing of students to learn, grow, and think, and her passion for her subject matter set the bar in our profession. She has always been a true professional and a true friend. From world history to U.S. history to AP U.S. history and European history to recently developing and teaching our newest history elective, she models inquiry, expansive thinking, a dedication to the fields of history and social studies, and a true commitment to serving the students of Summit High School. Wendy's current supervisor, David Howarth, commented, "Wendy has always been someone who has put others before herself. Whether it was something going on in class or in your personal life, she would show up to support you in any way she could. I could not imagine being where I am in my career without the guidance and support Wendy has provided." Laura Kaplan, the director of school counseling, stated, "What I value most about Wendy is her ability to approach every conversation with openness, objectivity, and a spirit of collaboration. She has a remarkable talent for advocating for students and staff in a way that is thoughtful, productive, and solution-oriented rather than being controversial or confrontational. Wendy's steady presence, especially her front row seat at every meeting, and those reassuring nods of encouragement will be deeply missed. No matter the situation, she was always present, engaged, and truly listening." A fellow member of the class of 1985 shared, "Please congratulate Wendy for me. She continued Mr. Cottrell's legacy." Wendy, those of us who have been around long enough know that there's likely no higher compliment to be had than someone putting you in the same category as Art Cottrell. Wendy has truly been an honor to be your colleague, your assistant principal, your principal, and most importantly, your friend for the past 25 years. I will miss your honesty, willingness to step in when needed, and support. It is a rare and special person who could put up with me, for 25 years. But seriously, it is a rare and special person who can question you hard, hold you accountable, bring others into the work, and remain so steady a presence for so long for so many students, colleagues, and families. This is perhaps your greatest legacy. On behalf of the Summit High School faculty, staff, students, and community, no tears, I want to thank you for your years of dedicated service and commitment to Summit High School. You have made us better, and I thank you for that. I wish you many years of happy reading, swimming, traveling, and relaxation in your retirement. Congratulations. Thank you.
Need a picture?
Sure, we're doing a picture? I guess I take my. We're doing it all.
Oh, no, but that's winning. Not surprising, winning.
Two W's.
Get it all the time.
So Winnie, do you want to come on up? There you go. Throughout her years at Summit High School, Winnie has dedicated herself to supporting students in a variety of roles, both inside and outside of the classroom. In addition to her teaching responsibilities, Winnie served as student council advisor, PEP instructor, and home instructor for many years. Through these roles, Winnie provided students with opportunities to become involved in school activities, develop leadership skills, and remain connected to their education during challenging times. Her willingness to take on these responsibilities allowed her to interact with countless students and families throughout her career. Winnie also supported her colleagues during her time at Summit High School. One of Winnie's colleagues, Elizabeth Berberick, stated, "I had the pleasure of co-teaching world and U.S. history with Winnie for most of my career at Summit High School. Winnie welcomed me to SHS, showed me the ropes, and advocated for me in the early years. She always knew what I needed. When I would get in my head and doubt a lesson or a class interaction, she would reassure me and be a cheerleader. When I wasn't thinking enough about a lesson or class interaction, she'd check me and offer helpful and constructive feedback. Like the good teacher and mother that she is, she most importantly taught me to do these things for myself. From Winnie, I learned when to let things go and relax, and when to push harder or hold firm. That the same is true for Winnie and her students. She welcomes the 9th graders to Summit High School with the perfect balance of reassurance and motivation. Throughout the year, she knows when to pull back and let the kids demonstrate their independence. She has natural instincts for knowing how to do things not to or for students, but with them. She treats the students in her classroom like she raised her own children, with support and love, but also with the realization that they will sooner than many of us realize need to be independent and confident adults. Another colleague, Pete Connolly, stated, "Winnie is a great colleague and friend. She is knowledgeable and hardworking teacher who holds her students to a high standard. It has been truly a pleasure to work with her." Nicole Allen, Winnie's supervisor, stated over the course of her tenure, Winnie touched many lives through her commitment to supporting students during and outside the traditional school day. Winnie, thank you for your many years of dedicated service to our school and students. From early morning student council meetings to late night student council events, with all of the lesson planning, grading, and work in between, you have had an important and lasting impact on our students and school. We are so happy to wish you well as you turn toward this next chapter in your life with friends, your own children, your grandchildren, and parents, who we are sure will be so excited to be able to reach you at all hours of the day now. Congratulations on your retirement. You're welcome. Are you sure? We're moving down. Scott, we have to do a picture.
Okay, thank you, Principal Grimaldi. At this time, I'd like to invite Dan Healy and Diane Draz back to the podium. Gotta make sure he's the right one.
Good evening, everybody. That is why I wanted you to know. For me, it usually started with Diane tracking me down somewhere in the building or sending me a note to say, "Hey, Dan, I want to share something I learned about our friend." She would then pass along a piece of insight that she had observed or that a student had shared with her in class. Sometimes that insight was academic, sometimes social emotional, sometimes behavioral. While it may have seemed small on the surface, it was always significant. I would often respond by explaining how that piece fit into a bigger picture of what was going on with that student. Diane would just nod, listen patiently, and say, "That's why I wanted you to know." Diane was always a step ahead. Even if she wasn't aware of all the details surrounding a student's situation, her intuition was never wrong. She knows her students, and she truly knows children. These frequent conversations encapsulate everything that makes her an extraordinary educator. She is deeply knowledgeable, relentlessly observant, and she cares fiercely about the whole student. Today we are celebrating a staggering milestone, a career spanning 40 years of service dedicated to working with children, including her own, including the last 14 years at Jefferson as a special education teacher. At Jefferson, Diane has taught math and literacy to all grades in both replacement and inclusion settings. Because of her unmatched dedication, she was rightfully recognized as the 2020 Teacher of the Year for Jefferson School. Very few teachers possess such an acute knowledge of the individual learning needs of their students. It's apparent in everything Diane does, in the precision of her individualized education plans, IEPs, in her constant collaboration with staff, and her everyday classroom interactions. Diane has always exemplified the aspirational balance of providing her students with structured, high standard of academic excellence while simultaneously cultivating an environment of care and support to motivate them to reach their goals. Fellow special education teacher Marissa Kaufman shared these words about Diane. "Diane has been a great mentor and took me right under her wing. Even coming in with years of experience, I continue to learn from her every day. She was a great role model for me, and I can confidently say that I grew as a teacher from her. Her care and dedication towards her students is unwavering, and she will go to all ends to meet the needs of her students. She advocates for her students and their needs. The students are incredibly lucky to have such a knowledgeable and loyal teacher in their corner. She will be missed." Diane's reliability and warmth has also been an anchor for her closest peers, from fellow retiree and longtime friend and Jefferson co-teacher, Randy Katz. Quote, "It has been a true privilege to teach alongside Diane for so many years. Throughout our time together, she has always been someone I could count on, whether it was stepping in when needed, offering a helping hand, or doing whatever it took to support our students. Her kindness, dedication, and willingness to help never went unnoticed. Teaching can be challenging at times, but working with Diane all these years made it so much better. I have genuinely enjoyed opening up my classroom and teaching alongside her. Diane's impact on our students and everyone who has had the pleasure of working with her will be felt for years to come. We started off as colleagues, and we are leaving as friends. Diane, your decades of devotion mean thousands of lives have changed, hundreds of colleagues supported, and lasting legacy left behind at Jefferson Elementary. You have spent your career making sure no student fell through the cracks, and that every teacher next to you felt that they had a partner in their corner. All of Jefferson are profoundly better educators because we got to work with you. Congratulations, Diane." You tell us. At this time, I would like to call Miss Randy Katz up. I actually want to show Randy the opening line first. Mrs. Katz was the strictest teacher I ever had. was what one of our students shared today at the Jefferson fifth grade move-up ceremony. He went on to say, "But her strictness made her the best teacher I ever had. She was preparing me for battle, and the battle is going to middle school." As parents and educators, we look for teachers who hold our children to high standards while walking by their side every single step of the way. Randy Katz always set an incredibly high bar for her students, but she made sure they never felt alone in the pursuit of their goals. Randy's journey with us began in 2001, when she brought her talents from New York to Summit Public Schools. This year marks a monumental milestone, 25 years of unwavering dedication to the children of our community. She spent her first 10 years as a learning workshop teacher at Franklin Elementary School before coming to Jefferson in 2011, where she transitioned into the classroom, molding young minds in both 3rd and 5th grades. Randy possesses a deep understanding of exactly how to break down complex ideas for struggling learners, while simultaneously knowing how to push her advanced students to new heights. But her true legacy extends far beyond the textbook or the Chromebook. Her classroom was a training ground for character. She consistently instilled the vital lesson that life is filled with choices and that we alone are responsible for the paths we choose. By pairing academic rigor with personal accountability, she didn't just teach curriculum, she built resilient, responsible young citizens. This rare blend of dedication and skill is recognized by everyone who has shared a workspace with her. Her longtime Jefferson co-teacher and fellow retiree Diane Dreisbeck shares, "I've had the privilege of working with Randy for many years across many grade levels. Throughout that time, I've seen firsthand her dedication to her students and her unwavering commitment to helping each child reach their potential. Randy has always strived to meet her students where they are and help them rise, never settling for anything less than their personal best. We have truly worked collaboratively, and that kind of partnership is rare. Randy created an environment where my ideas and opinions were valued, which, in turn, taught the children to value me as well. When we work together, students genuinely see two teachers in the room and never hesitate to seek assistance from either one of us. That level of trust and shared responsibility speaks volumes about Randy's character, professionalism, and commitment to teamwork." Fellow 5th grade teacher Jeff Fluharty echoes the praise for her lasting impact. Randy always held students to high academic and behavioral standards. She had a particular passion for mathematics and consistently challenged her students to think critically, persevere, and achieve their full potential. Over the years, many former students stayed in touch with her, reaching out to share updates about their lives and accomplishments. These connections were a testament to the lasting impact she had on her students, Randy took great pride in their successes and genuinely enjoyed celebrating their achievements long after they left her classroom. Randy, the true measure of an educator's career isn't found in the paperwork left behind, but in the integrity of the students who leave her classroom. For a quarter of a century in Summit, you have been building capable, resilient children. You taught them how to look at a difficult problem, whether in math or in life, and face it with confidence. They felt your high expectations, but more importantly, they felt your protective, unwavering support. You didn't just teach them, you equipped them. They are ready for middle school, high school, and the world beyond because they had Mrs. Katz in their corner. Thank you for your 25 years of service, your fierce loyalty, and your incredible partnership at Jefferson. We'll miss your strength, your sharp mind, and your dedication. We wish you a retirement filled with the very same joy and fulfillment that you brought to our halls every single day. Congratulations, Randy.
At this time, I'd like to invite Jenna Colinari and Marta Napolis up.
Good evening, Board President, Superintendent, members of the Board of Ed, and distinguished guests. My name is Jenna Culinary, and I am the principal of Franklin Elementary School. It is my absolute privilege and honor to stand before you tonight to celebrate a cornerstone of our school community, Administrative Assistant, Mrs. Marta Napoles, as she prepares to embark on her well-deserved retirement. 19 years ago, Marty welcomed me to Franklin School when I began my career as a special education teacher. During my first 6 years in the district, she met me with open arms, provided unwavering support, and seamlessly wrapped me into the fabric of the Franklin community, just as she has done for every single individual who has walked through our doors. Nearly 13 years after leaving Franklin School to continue my career at the middle school level, life brought me full circle last July when I returned to Franklin as the new principal. Marty once again welcomed me back with that same open heart, boundless patience, and signature warmth. For 27 exceptional years, Marty has been a steadfast anchor for our school. While generations of students have grown up and staff members have transitioned, she has remained our constant. To our students, she is a nurturing presence who offers safety and security. To our parents, she represents the grace and reassurance they look for when trusting us with their children. And to her colleagues, she is a trusted friend, always ready with a listening ear, a helping hand, and a sense of calm reassurance during life's inevitable storms. No matter how busy her day is, Marty always makes time for others. Last Thursday, our entire school community came together to celebrate Marty. We did a school-wide clap-out, and as I escorted her through the hallway and out to the front of the school, I looked ahead at the sidewalks. They were filled. Waves of staff, parents, babysitters, grandparents. There was cheering, hugging, laughing, and crying. But most of all, there was a profound sense of celebration for an absolutely amazing career. Since then, over the past few days, I've just been standing quietly in the background, listening to the daily interactions between Marty and the people who walk through our doors. And if you listen closely, you hear, "Marty, what are we going to do without you? Marty, you are the knower of all things. Marty, you are the heartbeat of Franklin School. Mrs. Napoles, please don't go. We're going to be lost without you." A parent yesterday said, "Marty, you are just so," I can't find the right words to describe, and then she stopped, speechless, and the words didn't come, but the tears did. Marty, that is your legacy. For years, you have made every single person who steps into Franklin School feel safe, seen, loved, and cared for. We might not know how we're going to do this without you, but we know how incredibly lucky we were to have known you, to have you, and to love you. Thank you, Marty. We are all wishing you an amazing retirement filled with abundant health, rest, and happiness.
There are several other retirees that could not be here with us tonight, so I'd like to recognize them. Barry Bridges, custodian at the middle school. Anna Gomez, ESL bilingual teacher at Washington Elementary. Michelle Hiraluk, inclusion aide at Jefferson. Colleen Mannion, inclusion aide at JPC. Beatrice Mendez, school nurse at JPC and Jefferson Elementary. Gamel Nash, head custodian at Lincoln Hubbard. Denise Osmolsky, inclusion aide at Wilson Primary Center. Christine Reinhold, English teacher at the high school, right here at the high school. Matthew Schachtel, industrial arts teacher. And Meredith Warmington, STEAM teacher at Washington Elementary School. One more round of applause for all of our retirees. Thank you. It's always a special time when we get to celebrate the successes and talents of our students. And I'm very pleased right now to introduce to you Madeline Travai, the Supervisor of Science, who's going to talk about the successes of our biotech program.
Thank you, and good evening, everybody. The biotech program, this is our first year of running our biotech program here at Summit High School. Summit High School's biotechnology class and club students participated in a year-long research project in collaboration with Rutgers University. These students, there are about 21 students in the class and about 15 students that meet in the club that actually meet during their lunch period. So we run the labs and activities during lunch. The students in this program, the Waxman Student Scholars Program, provides the opportunity to actually have students and their teachers participate in an ongoing authentic research project for the entire year in molecular biology and bioinformatics. This program allows them to publish their findings, which those of you who saw some of the posters outside, those are some of the students. Those students picked one protein that they identified through this program and created their poster for the end of the year. We have about 20 students that have already published their scientific research online, and we're waiting for another 40 sequences to be published. So there's still students that are processing and working on it. The program focuses on a plant that they're trying to sequence the entire genome of. Right now, I'd like to invite two students who presented their findings at Rutgers University's poster forum. I'd like to invite Jen Shao and Alexis Molin to come up and share a little bit about what they did this year and what they learned and presented to Rutgers University today, or this year. Yeah, I'm going to bring it. Here you go.
Sorry, Alex, just speak into it.
Just speak into it.
Okay. We identified the protein bifunctional methyltransferase YCBY. So this is a protein that we found that can be found in a plant Landoltia punctata, or spotted duckweed, which is a plant of interest due to its potential use for biofuel. And the Rutgers University Waxman Institute has been studying it, and we've been able to study the plant and its proteins as well through this program. So in the class, so at the Rutgers University, they created like a DNA library, and then we were able to get a DNA sequence, which we then researched and found the protein that it codes for, which we also researched.
Yeah, so everybody gets a different clone, so everybody's making new discoveries, learning about a different protein. This happens to be related to a type of protein Jennifer found. So in the club, we do the same thing. We isolate the DNA, we sequence it, analyze it, kind of applying all the things that we learn in biology classes and getting to interact with it in a very hands-on way. And then the two of us had the opportunity to go to Rutgers for a protein modeling workshop, where we attended 2 sessions, and they would teach us how to model the program with the software, giving instructions, but also taught us how to think about why we're making certain choices as we model it. So that's why there's different colors highlighted here. And then we studied our protein, read the literature, made a model, and we have a 3D printed version of this as an end result. And we presented these findings at a poster forum at Rutgers.
Thank you. I also wanted to add, and you could just stay right there, that Jennifer and we had another student, Janelle Say, who went this summer. They spent 2 weeks as a Waxman Student Summer Scholar. So we, as participants in this program, are allowed to send 1 student per year. It's a competitive process. Students apply. And next year, we're sending Esha Kadam to attend the 2-week program. So there, they get to work directly with the scientists at Rutgers University, and then they come back and share their knowledge with the students by becoming TAs in my class. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. Thank you very much. here. I'm going to give it to you.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Congratulations to all of our students and the program, which is very new in its development. One thing that makes Summit very special is our partnership with so many community organizations. And we take this time of year, our June meeting, to celebrate them. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Carlos Majeca, Vice President of the Board of Education, to the microphone.
Thank you. Every school district relies on community partnerships to enhance the public education experience. We are fortunate to have true partners who are integral to the journey towards successful student outcomes. In Summit, these partners provide vital tools, curricula training, and experiential learning. They make unique extracurricular opportunities possible and contribute limited resources. Beyond material support, they engage the community and challenge the district to be better thought partners on issues important to parents. Their diverse contributions further our commitment to scholarly excellence. Tonight, we publicly honor them to express our gratitude for helping our community thrive. When your organization is called, please come forward to receive a certificate of appreciation and join the superintendent and board of president for a photo before returning to your seat. Chat for Summit. Empowering Kids Organization. Grace, giving and receiving assistance for our community's essentials. Hilltopper Stage Productions. PEP, Providing Educational Possibilities. Pomptonian Food Service. PTO President's Council. SEF, Summit Educational Foundation. Shaping Summit Together. SMPA, Summit Music Parents Association. SPARK, Summit Performing Arts Resource Committee. Speak Up Summit. Summit Area YMCA. Summit Boosters Association. The Summit Fire Department. The Summit Free Public Library. The Summit Police Department. Summit Rescue Squad. The Connection. And lastly, the Summit Found. Oh, I'm sorry, the Connection is up here. I didn't make the connection. The Summit Foundation.
Once again, we can't say enough about what you do for our children and our school community. One more round of applause for all the partners. Thank you. At this time, the board can come back up to the dais.
Thank you. Again, we are now going to move on to resolutions and,
We just did that.
oh, sorry. We on item number 5, Kathy? Do we have any resolutions?
Oh, no.
No, okay. All right, we're on to item number 6, the president's announcements. Good evening, everyone. Just want to make sure everyone can hear me. Can you? Okay, good. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our June 11th Board of Education meeting. It's nice to see such a packed audience and so much energy and enthusiasm and clearly so much love for the retirees tonight and all our partners. The month of June marks the end of a school year followed by some well-deserved time off for students, teachers, staff, and to some degree parents. But before we depart for summer, we do have a hearty agenda for tonight's meeting, and I thought it would be helpful to provide a brief synopsis of what the BOE will be voting on tonight. The agenda this evening is primarily encompassed by what I would describe as an annual reset. We're accepting to recontract many vendors, pay standard bills the district incurs, and make financial transfers into our capital reserve and maintenance accounts, which are monies that will support future projects across our schools. This evening, we will also look to officially approve the hiring of our new business administrator, David Pulowski. The board is thrilled to welcome Mr. Pulowski, and we look forward to Summit benefiting from his great passion and skills. Not covered on the agenda are endless events during May and June, including special dinners to recognize excellence in high school seniors, community service dedication in the middle school, just to name a couple. Superintendent Huff and myself also met with new PTO presidents across the district. A big thank you to all the PTO parents who graciously donate their time, with some repeatedly serving back-to-back assignments. And while tonight is very bittersweet to say goodbye to the teachers who have truly impacted thousands of students over their career, the fall will soon welcome new staff, new students, and energy. As the board looks ahead, we will plan to meet with Superintendent Huff and his cabinet for a board retreat at the end of August, with the intention of reviewing our strategic plan's progress and finalizing plans on crucial topics such as screen time in classrooms. As we close another year, we're reminded that the success of our district is built not on any one program, initiative, or meeting, but on the collective commitment of so many people working together on behalf of our students. Tonight, we were recognizing some of our partners, from teachers, administrators, staff, our PTO volunteers, parents, and all the partners we recognize this evening. Thank you for the time, energy, and care you invest in Summit Schools each and every day. Superintendent Huff, thank you and your cabinet for your leadership and continually striving for excellence in our schools. While this year may be coming to a close, the work preparing for next year is already underway, and we look forward to continuing that work together. On behalf of the Board of Education, thank you all for making this another successful year at Summit Public Schools.
Thank you, President Kelly. It's been a busy time and incredibly rewarding few weeks across our district. As we wind down the school year, I'd like to share some of the wonderful highlights our students and staff have been a part of. At the middle school, 8th graders took an unforgettable trip to Washington to middle school through engaging in programs like TREPS at Franklin Elementary, with vibrant market of student creations and station activities at Brayton, and 5th grade DARE program, pool party. It was wonderful to see so many communities coming together, from the energetic field days at Brayton, Franklin, the middle school, Lincoln Hubbard, the successful Run for Recess at Lincoln Hubbard, where students raised an impressive $38,000. Our students are learning the value of collaboration and spirit. I also want to give a special shout out to the Franklin Garden Club for keeping our grounds vibrant, and the Brayton PTO for providing new recess games that have been a huge hit. Our performing arts programs continue to shine. Our 3rd graders are excited to begin their instrumental journeys following recent trials, while older musicians had the unique opportunity to learn from industry professionals at the high school. We also have a fully student-led production, High School Musical Junior, coming up this Sunday at the middle school. I want to recognize the incredible talent in our theater departments. Our students have received numerous honors at the Foxy Awards for productions like Grease and the Prom, and we are all cheering on our Big Fish cast and crew tonight at the Rising Star Awards ceremony. I'm happy to announce that the Summit Public Schools Business Office has received the Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting Award. I specifically want to thank Kathy Sarno, Assistant Business Administrator, for all her hard work and efforts this school year. The high school students were celebrating our 250th anniversary. The high school students planted 250 flags to celebrate this nation's birthday. At the elementary school, music teachers are singing patriotic songs with the students. The art teachers are making patriotic art projects, and the librarians are displaying patriotic books. Excuse me. Okay, the next week brings an end to the 25-26 school year. Our final day of school will be the single session half day on June 17th. The Summit Middle School graduation will be held at 5:30 p.m. Wednesday, June 17th, and the Summit High School graduation will be held at 6 p.m. Thursday, June 18th, both at Tatlock Park. Finally, congratulations to both the girls and boys lacrosse teams for beating Chatham to win the North Jersey Group 2 sectional title. A special thanks to boys coach Jim Davidson for winning his 500th career game. That's quite an accomplishment. The girls team will be playing Moorestown for the Group 3 state championship, and the boys team will take on Shawnee for the state title. Both games will be tomorrow at TCNJ. Thank you to all our students, staff, parents, volunteers, and community members for making this such a memorable end of the school year. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Superintendent Huff. Can I please have a motion to approve the new hires for the superintendent?
Just a quick interruption. I'm going to announce, under the addendum, we have an additional new hire. So in addition to the resolution, approval to appoint the following staff: Alexander Kemp, social studies teacher, high school, BA Step 8-9, $66,751 as salary, effective September 2, 2026, for the 26-27 school year, replacing Wendy Donat. So that addition.
Thank you, Ms. Sarno. Can I please have a motion to approve the new hires?
Let me say a few words.
Oh, sorry.
As you know, we like to celebrate our new hires, invite them to the board meeting so we can put a name to the face, say their assignment, and welcome them into the community. I'm going to start. When I say your name, please stand up to be recognized. Joanne Maggione, Student Assistance Counselor at the middle school. Elizabeth Guella, Special Education Teacher at the middle school. Liam Riley, orchestra strings teacher at the middle school. Allison Hockman, school psychologist, Lincoln Hubbard. Lauren Mugio, art teacher, Brayton, Franklin, and Jefferson. Alexa Graham, school psychologist, Brayton, Franklin, and Washington. Reed Murphy, elementary, Lincoln Hubbard. Riley Jordan, elementary teacher, Washington Elementary. Stephen Sager, special education teacher, Washington. Megan Tarashuk, elementary teacher, Washington.
Okay, great. Can I please have a motion to enthusiastically welcome our new hires?
So moved.
Second.
For the roll, Ms. Justice? Yes. Ms. Hoff?
Yes.
Mr. Gunderson? Yes. Ms. Janice?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Maiacha?
Yes.
And President Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, motion's carried.
Welcome to the
Congratulations.
We do have a break on our agenda, so you don't have to sit through the rest of the meeting. Thank you so much for coming, and again, welcome to Summit.
You okay? No? You gotta get a good cough out. Here, this is enough. This is extra. I think you need a good cough. All right, let's reconvene. We are on the agenda item for B and C for the approval of the superintendent's report. May I please have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. For the roll, Ms. Justice?
Yes.
Ms. Hoff?
Yes.
Mr. Gunderson?
Yes.
Ms. Janice?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Maiacha?
Yes.
And President Kelly?
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Ms. Sarno. We will now move on to the student board representative report from Lily and Hadley.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. We honestly can't believe the school year is coming to a close in just a few short days. This year has absolutely flown by, and it has been an incredible whirlwind journey. Finals officially started this morning and will wrap up next Tuesday, leading right into the students' last day on Wednesday. Recently, we have been rewarding our well-achieved Hilltoppers in all their accomplishments. Students recently attended the Awards of Excellence and Awards Night, where over 100 awards and scholarships were presented to students across grade levels. On Tuesday, both the girls and boys lacrosse teams beat Chatham, and they will move on to the state championship tomorrow at 3:30 and 5:30.
Before we look too far ahead into summer, we want to take a moment and look back and celebrate the most outstanding moments, successes, and memories that define Summit High School this year. When we stood before you at the very beginning of the year, our primary goal was to bring back and elevate our school spirit. Looking back, we can proudly say the student body rose to the challenge. We kicked things off in September with our first pep rally and the launch of the Hilltopper point system. From there, the momentum didn't stop. We raised the energy by playing music in the hallways on Fridays, guessing weekly themes, and celebrating a massive Taylor Swift day.
Our seasonal pep rallies became a moment to look forward to. They featured highly competitive class color days, a wild mattress relay race across the gym floor, live student and faculty band performances, and a school-wide rock, paper, scissors bead game that had everyone hooked. Whether it was the gymnastics team taking home the win at our annual choreographed Halloween assembly dance, or teachers battling it out at the holiday door decorating contest, our school felt more connected and vibrant than ever.
It was also a monumental year for athletics and co-curricular activities. Our sports teams gave us infinite reasons to be proud. In the fall, football made a thrilling run all the way to sectional finals, and cross-country stars Ella Ryan and Nico Vandoni proudly represented us at the Meet of Champions. Winter sports kept the fire alive, with our winter track team sending 3 relays and an individual athlete to nationals. And this spring, we celebrated the boys' tennis teams becoming county champions, golf placing 3rd at state sectionals, and softball securing a massive, unforgettable upset against the #1 team in the state. We honored the incredible dedication of our student athletes at our spring signing day, celebrating 22 seniors committing to play at the collegiate level.
This year, Hilltoppers also proved how much they care about the world and each other. Our school community extended its boundaries globally and culturally, whether it was the 30 students building life-changing linguistic confidence on the streets of Columbia, Mandarin students diving into cultural immersion in Chinatown, or students earning the prestigious New Jersey Seal of Biliteracy.
From navigating the stress of midterms and AP testing to dancing the night away at the semi-formal, the underclassmen dance, and of course the spring prom, this year has truly given us the full, unforgettable high school experience. None of this would have been possible without the constant support of the Board of Education, our administration, our teachers, like the Verve newspaper's beloved Miss Lorensell, our speeches Miss Pointer, and of course, our parents.
We want to send a massive, heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2026. We recently celebrated them in their future school colors on College Decision Day, and we wish them the absolute best of luck as they step across the stage at graduation. Thank you all for an amazing, successful, and joyful school year. Have a wonderful, safe summer, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you, Lily and Hadley. If you would like, please feel free to be excused from the meeting. Thank you. Have a great summer. Okay, we will move on to item number 9, additions and revisions to the agenda.
Okay, some additions and addendums to the agenda. I already mentioned earlier the addition of Alexander Kemp under the superintendent's report. Under personnel, item 00, approval of the revised co-curricular stipends for the 26-27 school year, Lawton Johnson Summit Middle School to include Warren Wanamaker, Stokes Field Trip Coordinator for $4,375. Updated list is attached on the agenda. QQ, approval of the staff for the 26 Flash program, list attached, revised from the February 19, 2026 agenda. Item RR, approval of Ariel Weinstein, leave replacement grade 4 teacher, Washington Elementary School, to continue this position effective July 1, 2026 through November 25, 2026. BA, step 2, $60,236, prorated. Item SS, approval of the summer fall 2026 coaches, list is attached in the addendum. Item TT, approval of the following teachers for summer curriculum writing projects at the curriculum rate of $50 per hour for the following teachers: Peter Cetera, grade 8 social studies, up to 5 hours; Riley Clark, grade 8 social studies, up to 5 hours; Alex Whiteside, grade 8 social studies, up to 5 hours; Rich Groner, money markets investing, up to 15 hours; Frank Harpster, AP World History, up to 15 hours; and Christian Simonelli, law, up to 15 hours. Item UU, approval of the following teachers for the Summit High School Summer Academy courses at the curriculum rate of $50 per hour, pending student enrollment, funded by student tuition. For the following teachers, Christina Allian, math recovery course recovery, up to 65 hours, Jack Moranjo, science course recovery, up to 65 hours, Lauren Ponzio, science course recovery, up to 65 hours, Simone Baskerville, science course recovery, up to 65 hours, Peter Connolly, social studies course recovery, up to 65 hours, and Casey Sink, geometry course advancement, up to 120 hours. And finally, item VV, approval of Nicole Tartaglia to serve as a substitute for the Summer ESL Academy at Summit High School when needed at the curriculum rate of $50 an hour, funded by Title III.
Thank you, Ms. Sarno. We will now move on to committee reports, and we will start with the Education and Student Activities Committee. Mr. Marich. I'm sorry, Mr. Gunderson. Excuse me.
Wonderful, thank you, President Kelly. The Education and Student Activities Committee met on June 3rd at 12 p.m. for an hour and a half. Members in attendance, Superintendent Scott Huff, Heather Rocco, Mark Gunderson, myself, Eileen Kelly, Alita Justice, and Allison Flockhart for the athletics presentation. Topics discussed, athletic spring season report. A lot of this was actually already covered by Superintendent Huff and Lily and Hadley, but just tremendous success across softball, boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse, tennis, golf. There were 400 student athletes who participated across all the spring sports programs. So it was a tremendously successful season. One interesting thing to call out is that our baseball program was selected as the winner of a New York Mets contest and hosted a special clinic right here at the high school recently that were featuring players from the 1986 Mets World Series, the Amazing Mets. And a lot of students said it was kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So something really special. It was a very large contest, and they won out of all the schools.
Mr. Gunderson, if I may, we wanted to take an opportunity.
Yes.
There's a little video. There's a little video we want to share about the experience that our students had with the Mets, some players from the Mets team. It's a quick video, so we don't have to really get up and watch, but we can turn.
Yesterday, Ronnie Tanzio visited the Summit Hilltoppers high school varsity baseball team in New Jersey, the winners of SNY's honorary coach contest. Did you have a good time?
I looked like I was doing some kind of yoga position. Yes, the kids could not have been nicer. It was so fun to be around them and watch them do their thing, and the coaches were great. It was a great time. It really was.
I'm glad you got to go. Did you get a little workout in before the rain came?
They were going to have it outside, but the rain really just started as I pulled into Summit.
Juan Mejia, who had a good rookie year for the Rockies last.
So pretty awesome. So as Lily and Hadley also mentioned, there was over 20 student athletes were recognized during the National Spring Signing Day ceremony for a committee to continue their athletic careers at the collegiate level. And then finally, Ms. Flockhart also highlighted the reopening of the newly renovated Anderson Fieldhouse, which was able to reopen in time for part of the spring season. A second wrestling program, the committee reviewed plans to conclude the current wrestling co-op agreement with Chatham at the end of its 2-year term. Participation levels have grown to the point where Summit is expected to sustain an independent wrestling program beginning with the 2026-2027 school year. Of note, the anticipated additional costs associated with operating an independent program include coaching, transportation, uniform costs, but the administration expects that these costs can be absorbed within the existing athletic budget. The district will begin the process of hiring a new coach to support the program moving forward. Third, screens initiative. Importantly, the committee received an update on ongoing efforts to evaluate and reduce unnecessary student screen time. At the elementary level, the district has continued use of the iReady MyPath program, which had previously accounted for approximately 30 to 40 minutes of daily student screen time. iReady will continue to be used for diagnostic assessments. Administration also discussed efforts to increase non-technology-based instructional activities and small group learning opportunities. During the summer, district administrators will continue reviewing technology usage and develop grade-level guidelines. Professional development opportunities for staff will also be considered as a part of that work. Number 4, chronic absenteeism. The committee reviewed state chronic absenteeism data and required action plans for Jefferson Elementary School and primary centers, both of which slightly exceeded the state threshold for chronic absenteeism. Administration discussed factors contributing to absenteeism rates, including extended family travel and lack of awareness. Action plans will focus on parent communication and attendance awareness efforts during the upcoming school year. School performance reports. The administration reviewed the recently released school performance reports. Initial review indicates continued positive performance across the district and ongoing improvement trends over recent years. District administrators will conduct a more detailed analysis with principals during the summer and provide additional information to the board following completion of that review. 6th, end-of-year assessments. The committee received an update on end-of-year student assessments. iReady assessments in English and mathematics for grades K to 8 and Leary assessments for grades K to 5 have recently been administered. Directions on how to access the family reports for both assessments will be distributed through School Messenger at the conclusion of the school year. And then second to last here is America 250. This was touched upon a little bit earlier, but I want to just be able to say the word. On the eve of celebrating our nation's semi-quincentennial, the committee reviewed district plans to recognize America 250 through grade level instructional activities and school-wide events. Elementary students participated in cross-curricular activities, including patriotic music, art projects, and library displays highlighting American history and civic themes. Elementary schools will also hold an American Spirit Day on June 12th, tomorrow, in recognition of the celebration and Flag Day. And then at the middle school level, AP Government and Politics students from Summit High School are visiting 8th grade classrooms to lead lessons on constitutional principles and civic engagement. And then finally, Summit High School students have studied the American Revolution as part of, obviously, U.S. history curriculum. And they'll commemorate America 250 by displaying the 250 American flags, which I think probably people saw on the way in, around the school campus. The committee also discussed plans for Summit to host the New Jersey America 250 traveling exhibit in 2027. And then finally, committee operations. The committee discussed meeting schedules for this upcoming 2026-2027 school year and agreed to return to the committee's traditional Thursday noon schedule meeting. Administration also noted that the August committee meeting will include curricular updates and reports from summer curriculum writing teams. Board action none, and next meeting, August 20th, 2026. That's a Thursday at 12 p.m. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Gunderson. We will move on to the Operations Committee. Now, Mr. Mahich.
Thank you, Madam President. The Operations Committee met on June 2nd for approximately 1 hour. Attendees included Superintendent Scott Huff, Interim School Business Administrator Dora Zeno, Assistant Business Administrator Kathy Sarno, board members Kimberly Giannis, Mark Gunderson, and myself, as well as Pomptonium Food Service representatives for the relevant portion of the meeting. The meeting welcomed board members Kimberly Giannis and Mark Gunderson to the Operations Committee. First topic was around food service with Pomptonian. The item continued discussion from the May 6th meeting regarding the use of food service surplus fund balance. Pomptonian reported that through April 2026, the cafeteria generated an operating surplus approximately $97,000, which is 45% higher than the same period last year. The committee discussed ongoing efforts to utilize surplus funds, previously identified in May, towards a portion of lunch aid salaries and equipment upgrades across district cafeterias. Pomptonian also presented information on pricing and menu development for the 26-27 school year. Recommendations will be provided to the committee in advance of the August board meeting. The committee discussed opportunities to further improve healthy and nutritious options on the menu, building on prior parent and PTO feedback. Pomptonian will provide menu pricing recommendations to the Operations Committee prior to the August 19th meeting. In the area of facilities, the committee reviewed several ongoing and new facility items. Jefferson Elementary roof, Section F. A resolution will be presented to the full board to add this section to the existing ARCO contract. Tatlock Fieldhouse, additional change orders and open items were reviewed, including gas piping repairs, utility line scanning, access control surveillance systems, and AV work. Lincoln Hubbard property easement. The item follows up on the May discussion regarding the disposal of unused Board of Education property bordering Lincoln Hubbard School. The district is now preparing to request approval from the New Jersey Department of Education Commissioner to sell the easement. The initial minimum bid has been established, subject to revision based on results of a property appraisal. In the finance area, we discussed the review of financial controls. The committee discussed the district's financial oversight processes. The committee agreed to request that the new business administrator, once on board, review the relevant materials and provide his assessment on whether any additional review or audit procedures are warranted. Our agenda items today include annual renewals, which the committee reviewed, the list of routine annual renewals and appointments scheduled for tonight's meeting. No concerns were raised. The Operations Committee recommends that the board proceed with all items as discussed during the meeting. Next meeting is Wednesday, August 19th at 12 p.m. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maecha. We will move on to the Policy Committee. Ms. Cole?
Thank you, President Kelly. The Policy Committee met on Wednesday, June the 3rd from 9:15 to 9:41 a.m., about 26 minutes, in attendance with Superintendent Huff, Robert Gardella, Kathleen Murphy, Jenny Hoff, Vice President Maecha, and myself. The committee discussed several policy topics. First, Bylaw P0162, Notice of Board Meetings. This bylaw revision is recommended to align with new New Jersey statutes which address the publishing or advertising of a legal notice. Related, the committee reviewed P0162.01 bylaw, legal notices. This new bylaw aligns with the new New Jersey statutes which address the publishing or advertising of a legal notice and mandate displaying legal notices on the district's webpage. This new bylaw policy is mandatory. And P5561, use of physical restraint and seclusion techniques for students with disabilities. This policy has been revised to reflect a revision by New Jersey State which mandates the superintendent or designee report all incidents of restraint and seclusion through the Student Safety Data System, SSDS, and this revision is mandatory. The committee recommends the first reading of the bylaws as just described, and the next meeting of the committee will be Wednesday, August 19th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cohn. We will move on to the Communications Committee. Ms. Justice.
Thank you, President Kelly. The Communications Committee did not meet this month.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. The Negotiations and Personnel Committee did meet this month to talk matters related to personnel. Lastly, are there any liaison reports?
I have a liaison report for SCF. The FCF board meeting took place on June 2nd at 8 p.m. It was their reorganization meeting, and the incoming co-presidents are Rachel Callahan and Laura LeMayo.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. We will now move on to public comment. Ms. Sarno, will you please?
Absolutely. Some public comment rules. Anyone wishing to speak shall first seek recognition by the presiding officer. Please come to the microphone and state your name and address in a clear, audible tone for the record. Please direct all comments to the board president and not an individual member of the board. Please remember to conduct yourself with decorum and respect when speaking and addressing the board. Unless additional time is granted by the board president, please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. In addition, please note that this portion of the meeting is for public comment and not meant to be a back and forth.
Thank you, Ms. Sarno. We will start out with comments for items on the agenda. Do we have any comments for items not on the agenda? Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Judy Hsu. I've been the school media specialist at the high school for the past 20 years. In that time, I've always been lucky to work in a district that values the importance of a strong library program. The benefit of 2 certified librarians in the high school allows us to push into classes and collaborate with teachers to support students. The assumption often from outside the school building is that our job is mainly checking out books. We do a lot more than that. The majority of our job is actually to push into classes, teach, and support students with individual research needs. We teach necessary information literacy and digital literacy skills. We teach topics to all students at each grade level, including but not limiting to identifying mis and disinformation, evaluating websites, utilizing AI ethically, and developing AI prompting strategies, utilizing databases efficiently, developing research skills for college-level research, assisting all US 1 and US 2 history and all English classes with their research projects at all levels. We promote literacy, and we teach ethical uses of technology. My co-librarian resigned and accepted a position at a neighboring school district 4 weeks ago. When she resigned, I was told her position was budgeted for and that we were going to have that position filled. I learned about 5 hours ago that it has been decided to save money and replace her with a secretary filling that position. Cutting a certified position and replacing it with a secretary will have a direct negative impact on the quality of education each student in Summit High School receives. A highly educated, certified person who's an expert in research, teaching, and working with students at all levels and abilities is being replaced with someone without an educational background and who isn't legally qualified to teach. I will not be able to teach 1,300 students by myself and maintain the quality of the program if this position is cut. In addition, it's unclear why the district would spend millions of dollars to build this new, beautiful media center and then gut the program from within. The high school library budget was cut by 50% this past year. Cutting 50% of the highly qualified staff for next year will significantly weaken the program. I strongly urge you to reconsider your decision to replace the second media specialist at the high school with a secretarial position. Doing that would only have a negative impact on all students moving forward. At the very least, I hope you would consider a part-time certified person, which would decrease the budget needs and at the same time help maintain the quality of the program. Mr. Gunderson, you've just mentioned before that they're adding a program that's going to include a wrestling program, and I think that's great. That's going to serve about 20 students, 20 to 25, maybe if they have a JV team too. The library position will service 1,300 students. It's hard to fathom that you're not going to value the educational impact that that will have on your community here at the high school. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Scher. Could we, if it's okay, could we have your comments? Could we have your comments? Thank you so much.
I'm not against the wrestling program. I was just at both the games. I support the kids in whatever programs that they're doing, but I just think we can have both.
Are there any comments? Okay, please go.
Good evening. My name's Diane Messina. I live at 45 Sweetbriar Road in Summit. And for a few more days, I have a 5th grader at Brayton Elementary School. And over the past several months, I've been in communications with the district about a policy that prohibits 5th grade students from bringing home their math assessments. Under the current practice, students don't bring home their math tests. Instead, they complete a reflection sheet that identifies the types of problems that they got wrong and the nature of their errors. Parents who want to review the actual assessment must schedule a time to come into the school to review it in person. I agree that reflection is an important part of learning. My concern is that reflection does not replace the ability to review the actual problems that my child answered incorrectly. To better understand my son's mistakes, I have gone into Brayton several times to review his assessments. In many cases, seeing the actual test was necessary to fully understand the error in a way that a reflection sheet simply cannot provide. While I appreciate the willingness of his teacher to meet with me, requiring families to schedule individual appointments is burdensome for both the parents and for the teachers. I'm also concerned that this creates an unintended equity issue. I am fortunate that I have the flexibility to come into the school during the day to review these assessments. Many families don't have that same flexibility. Parents who work full-time jobs or have other caretaking roles may not be able to get the same information about their child's education, performance, and progress that I have been able to get by taking the time to come into the school. Throughout my discussions with the district, I have proposed what I believe was a reasonable compromise, allowing students to take home the specific questions that they got wrong. The district's response has focused solely on strengthening and standardizing the reflection sheet. And I understand the intent behind that effort. However, the response addresses a different issue, how the reflection process can be improved. I did not bring that issue up. I raised the issue of why students cannot also, in addition to doing the reflection process, bring home the questions that they missed. I understand that one concern that might be that these assessments are used to help inform middle grade math placements, and I appreciate the importance of maintaining their integrity. However, I do not understand why that concern prevents families from at least reviewing specific questions that their children got wrong, especially when parents are able to review the test in full if they come into the school. The district often speaks about a partnership between families and schools, and I strongly believe in that partnership. But for parents to be meaningful partners of a 10 or an 11-year-old child, we need enough information to help our children learn from their mistakes and to reinforce their skills at home. While I appreciate the time the district has taken to consider this issue, as a partner in my child's education, I am still seeking a clear explanation as to why students cannot bring home the math test questions they answered incorrectly. Thank you for your time. Do you want these comments? Thank you.
Are there any other comments for items not on the agenda? Can I please have a motion then to close public comment?
So moved.
Any discussions? Okay, for the roll, Ms. Justice? Ms. Hoff?
Yes.
Mr. Gunderson?
Yes.
Ms. Janice? Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Maicha? President Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, motion's carried.
I just want to start off by saying thank you to Ms. Shear and to Ms. Vecina for attending tonight's meeting and sharing your respective feedbacks and comments. It's always incredibly helpful, I think, for the board to be aware of people's perspective in whatever topic that you're addressing. So I do appreciate you taking the time to come tonight to the meeting. Superintendent, do you have any comments? Mr. Manager.
Yes, I just wanted to ask Superintendent Huff, do we know the reason why math tests can't be taken
That's
back?
something I'm going to have to look further into. I couldn't answer that right now.
Okay. All right, we'll look into that. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now move on to item number 12, approval of board minutes. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Okay. Any discussions? Okay, for the roll, Ms. Justice?
Yes.
Ms. Hoff?
Yes.
Mr. Gunderson?
Yes.
Ms. Janice?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Maicha?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you, Ms. Sarno. Moving on to item number 13, curriculum, instruction, and program. May I please have a motion for items A through C?
So moved.
Any discussion? For the roll, Ms. Justice?
Yes.
Ms. Hoff?
Yes.
Mr. Gunderson?
Yes.
Ms. Janice?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Maicha?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, motion's carried.
Thank you. We will move on to item, section number 14, finance. Can I please have a motion for items A through EE?
So moved.
Triple E, correction.
Triple E, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Any discussions? Okay. For the roll, Ms. Justice?
Yes.
Ms. Hoff?
Yes.
Mr. Gunderson?
Yes.
Ms. Janice?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Maicha?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, motion's carried.
Thank you. Moving on to school board operations. Can I please have a resolution for items A through H?
Second.
Okay. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, any discussions? Okay, for the roll, Ms. Justice? Yes. Ms. Hoff? Yes. Mr. Gunderson? Yes. Ms. Janice? Yes. Ms. Cohn? Yes. Vice President Maacha?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, motions carry.
Thank you. And Superintendent Huff, I think for personnel, you will have some remarks, correct?
Yes.
Handed to you.
It is my pleasure and honor to announce the hiring of our new business administrator, board secretary, Mr. David Kowalski. David started his teaching career right here in Summit at Kent Place. He has held several administrative positions as a supervisor of curriculum and instruction, vice principal, principal, and of course 13 years as a business administrator. David is a highly regarded leader in education, and we are very much looking forward to working with him and him joining our team next year. Take it a vote.
May I please have a motion for the personnel, item, section number 16, items A through VV?
So moved.
Okay. Any discussions? For the roll, Ms. Justice? Yes. Ms. Hoff? Yes. Mr. Gunderson?
Yes.
Ms. Janice? Yes. Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Maacha?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, motions carry.
Okay, Ms. Sarner, you're gonna have to keep me honest because VV is getting me lost here. I think we're on
Policies and regulations, yes.
This is a particularly hefty agenda. May I please have a motion moving on to policies and regulations for the first reading of the items listed there on the agenda? Can I please have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Any discussions? For the roll, Ms. Justice?
Yes.
Ms. Hoff?
Yes.
Mr. Gunderson?
Yes.
Ms. Janice?
Yes.
Ms. Cohn?
Yes.
Vice President Maacha?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you. And may I please have a motion for adjournment?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Any discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We adjourn at 7:26. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sarno.